What is going on, guys? Today, I am doing something I haven't done in a very long time, probably almost 2 years now, maybe it's been since I have done this. I am doing an Attack on Titan chapter review. Chapter 124 came out yesterday, and it was fantastic as usual. I will say that it was a little bit underwhelming compared to my expectations, but that's not really fair because the last, 8 chapters have just been some of the best chapters in the entire series, which is saying a lot. So, yeah, I decided, Attack on Titan is clearly coming to an end. I mean, just based on what's happening, there's probably no more than 5 chapters left to go. I can't imagine it being any more than that, especially because I have done the math, and the amount of episodes in the anime per chapter has been consistent throughout all 3 seasons. So, for each chapter, it takes this many episodes. It's been consistent this whole way, and it was announced that there's going to be one final season of Attack on Titan, and I did the math, and it should be within about 5 chapters. So, yeah, it's coming to an end, unfortunately, but all good things do have to come to an end. That is 5 months from now, right, max, I guess. So that's not really that bad, but it is getting crazy, so I figure I should probably do one of these for every last chapter, especially since I have determined finally that I think Attack on Titan is my favorite manga of all time, and then One Piece would be second. So yes, it definitely deserves this, and that's what we're gonna do. So, getting into it, just first of all, I want to comment on the sheer amazingness of Eren's power. I mean, when we see him in his turning into his gigantic form, I don't even really exactly know how to describe it. Kind of looks like a dinosaur to me. I really don't know how to describe it. It seems to be about 4 times the size of the Wall Titans, which are basically the size of the Colossal Titan, just slightly smaller, because Bertolt was able to peer over the wall. But, so that's huge. That's probably 3 to 4 times as large as the Colossal Titan, and his whole thing is being large, so that's a pretty big deal. I don't really know what the purpose of that is. I mean, sure, he could easily destroy any Wall Titan 1v1, I guess. He's more powerful than them, but he has millions of Wall Titans at his disposal, so what does him being big even do? Makes me wonder if that's part of his plan. I still don't exactly know what he's doing, so yeah, it's pretty cool, to say the least. I mean, just how he was able to get rid of Reiner's hardening, that was awesome. Everything is just so exciting to watch when we see Eren in all this power. He has so much power with his ability. It's ridiculous. I love it. It's so cool to see. Too bad we didn't get to see too much of it. I thought it was going to be all about that this chapter, honestly, but some other stuff had to happen, I suppose, so it made sense. John being just, he's explaining, you know what? The Marlians and all the people outside the wall really didn't give us much of a choice. This is what they get for calling us devils and thinking that we're evil and saying they're going to eradicate us. It's unfortunate, but this is how it has to be. I was pretty surprised by this, honestly. And it didn't really seem like anyone disagreed with him for the most part, except kind of Armin. I mean, I don't know. I kind of thought that when we got to see their reactions to it, they were going to be like, oh my god, we have to stop Eren. I thought that's just how it was going to end. I thought Mikasa might have to end up killing Eren. It would just be awful. But no, John seems to be like, yeah, I mean, it's really unfortunate, and I almost feel bad for Eren for having to do this, but yeah, what are our other options? So that's really cool. I don't really know where I stand on that. I mean, here's the way I see it, really, because I've been thinking about it a lot, because it is so interesting. Basically, if Eren does what he's doing, then what he's doing is evil. However, if he decides to just let the world destroy him, I suppose that will destroy him and all of his friends and whatnot. I suppose that is also evil. I mean, you can't let anyone hurt your family, your friends, right? So that would also be evil. So, really, you're going to be evil either way. What do you do? I don't know. I don't know what I would do. I honestly feel like I'd lean towards Eren's plan, but that's pretty bad. So I don't even like to think about it. It's so nasty. I was actually talking to my buddy Chet about this yesterday, and what I found really interesting is that even though I absolutely hate the plan, I didn't want it to happen in the story because it wouldn't be very climactic. I think the fact of the matter is that Zeke had the best solution. I mean, of course, the Eldians do get screwed. It's not good that they can't reproduce. That is really unfair to them. However, even if that is the case, it's significantly better than genociding anyone. So I think that would have been the best solution. It's still not ideal, of course. Ideally, everyone could just be peaceful and whatnot, but, that's obviously not going to happen. So, as much as I didn't like the plan, I think Zeke was actually on the right track for the most part. So, That's interesting for him. I'm kind of excited to see his reaction to all this. I'm sure he's not going to be very happy with how it all goes down. Unless Eren does have some kind of master plan, and this is not actually what we're seeing. So, I don't know. Something interesting, too, later on is then when they are talking about Falco, they're saying who they're going to, feed him to. And there was a little bit of a dispute between everyone. I personally liked Armin's idea, or not Armin's, I mean, of course, John's, of giving him to Pixis, because I just love Pixis. I want to see more of him. And again, his reaction to all of this, unfortunately, he is dead now, but that's okay. But that probably... I understand where Coney was coming from. I think that, when he brings it up, it's kind of be like, oh, okay, yeah. I mean, we all like Pixis, but that's your mom. Like, let's let you do that. So, okay, that made sense. But then the one thing that didn't make sense is Armin's like, well, Falco's supposed to be tight with the warrior cadets, which are like Reiner and the Cart Titan. So we should just hand him over. And I'm like, what are you even talking about? Like, first of all, you're giving away so much power. The Jaw Titan is so insane just by itself. Like, that's obvious. But you're worried about having further conflict with Reiner and the Cart Titan after Eren destroys the entire planet. Like, are you for real? What does that even mean? Like, there's going to be no ecosystems. There's going to be no way for Reiner and Peak to survive outside of their own... the Eldian Empire, the new Eldian Empire, whatever they're going to call it. I mean, what does that even mean? Like, it's going to be those two versus the rest of the world. I mean, I don't even know what Armin was saying there, which is weird because Armin's usually the only person that knows what he's talking about. So that was really weird. Thought it was a very strange choice by Isayama. Another thing, that Titan that was chasing Kaya, that was Nile. I'm pretty sure. As soon as he started coming around that wall, I'm like, that is so Nile. That is so Nile. And they kept getting closer and closer shots from him. And I totally thought that was him. And it makes sense because we got a lot of Pixis stuff. And there was a lot of scenes showing that Nile, was going to be turned into a Titan. So I'm pretty sure that was him. Not quite a spectacular death, but I'm happy that we got to see his Titan form. That's kind of cool. Flock is fantastic. Not someone I could say I really like, but I like him as a character. I enjoy reading him. He's dedicated to the Eldian Empire, as he calls it. He says this is the beginning of the revival of the Eldian Empire. See, now, I love it. I love the spirit. I like his character a lot, but I don't think he knows what an empire is. Because if the rest of the world is destroyed, if you're the only civilization left, then that's not really an empire. An empire is one that, like, takes over other civilizations. So, wouldn't exactly call it that based on what's going on, Flock, but... I still love the spirit. Sounds good. Now, something interesting at the end. So, of course, the big thing. What everyone's been waiting for. Annie is back now. Wow. Okay, cool. I mean, I'm cool with it. I wasn't, super excited about it or anything, but it's something interesting. Now, what I was wondering is, they're talking, Eren, when he did this, he got rid of all hardening, armor on Reiner, and now they're thinking, oh my god, what about Annie? And, okay... But then, so we see Annie, on the ground, surrounded by liquid, possibly water, whatever, and she looks, shocked. I don't know. And even more, then we have, at the end, the, narrator, I guess you could call it, I think, says, or whatever, the words at the end, it says, now, finally, she's released from her prison. So, that makes me wonder, does that mean she couldn't come out? Because I always thought that she was, fully aware of what was going on around her and she could, get out if she wanted to. Based on the way people are saying, we couldn't get a word out of her. She wouldn't say anything to us. So I thought that meant that... I mean, I guess how would they know? But at the same time, that's kind of how stories are written sometimes. I don't know. I always thought she could get out. But the way that was being said, it seemed to me as if that's not the case. As if she couldn't come out. And so now she's out and she's like... oh shit. And she definitely knows what's going on because, Eren sent the message and Annie, of course, is an Eldian, obviously. So, yeah, Annie's back, which is pretty cool by itself. But also, last thing I wanted to point out is something I noticed upon my reread is that the first panel we see actually, in the first few, is of her father. So we start it out with him and then we end it with her. And I mean, it probably already, you can assume she's going to be important in some way, but it just seems like bonus to me that they're really emphasizing the Leonhards here, the presence that she's going to bring to the table here. So that's cool. Speaking of that, I don't really know how. Like, what could she possibly do? I don't know. With the current Titans at play, I mean, Reiner's basically incapacitated, I guess, so he can't really do anything. Peak is the cart Titan, so I guess she's basically the strongest warrior currently still in play. But, I mean, we have, like, Armin, who is the Colossal Titan. We have all of the Eldians, I mean, or at least the Paradisians. We have all of them. Like, what can she do? And that's just that. Like, that's not even what we're talking about here. Like, her threat is Eren, who is a 4 times the size of a Colossal Titan, and controlling millions of Wall Titans. So, I mean, I don't even know. I'm pretty sure, like, how a human stacks up to the Colossal Titan is how, like, the female Titan stacks up to the current Eren Titan. So, I don't know what exactly she can bring to the table here. I know that she has some kind of scream ability, so maybe she can do something with some of the surrounding Pure Titans if there's any left, but what? What are we talking about here? What did I just say? Millions of Wall Titans. Like, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know. I want to see some stuff from her because I always thought she was a cool character, but I don't know exactly what she can do, so... I mean, I believe in Isayama, okay? This story is just phenomenal. There's nothing like it. I'm sure something fantastic's going to happen, but yeah, that was the end of the chapter, so super enjoyable. I think I'm going to do this for the rest of the chapters of the series, probably no more than 5, like I said, so yeah, we got another month to wait, boys. It's going to be awful, but we'll get there, and I'm sure the next chapter is going to be even more insane, so... yeah, if you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this review, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Leave me a comment letting me know what you thought about this chapter. I want to hear your guys' thoughts. I love this series. I love this chapter, so I definitely want to hear what you guys got to say. That all being said, hope you guys have an excellent rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.